Hello, my love bugs. I'm so excited to be here with you today. I'm going to take off my glasses so there's not so much glare. Thank you for coming to the full moon in Cancer business energy reading. I'm excited to do this for you here today. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Africa Arshield. I'm an intuitive business coach, and I love helping spiritually and socially conscious entrepreneurs to regain 20 hours a week. Girl, I know you've been working so hard, and still scale your business to 500,000 and beyond. So I know what you're here for. I'm going to jump right into it. You're here for the business energy reading for the full moon in Cancer. We just came out of Sagittarius, right? The new moon in Sagittarius, and we're going into our next new moon and in Capricorn. Sorry, it's eventually going to come out. But right now, we're in the last full moon, right? The last full moon of 2020. So we're closing out with Mom, right? We're closing out with Mom. It feels like we're closing out the year with love, right? And writing that into the new year and meeting up with Dad. But we'll get to that later. Right now, let's say we're just closing out 2020 with Mom. We're closing out 2020 with love. And if you haven't been following me on Instagram or you're not part of my email list, you need to get on there. There's a ritual that I shared on the solstice to help close out the year. Last year, I did a Vlogmas, and there's this whole thing on having your best year ever. Really closing out the year with love, like we're going to do today, like Cancer's asking us to do today. So take a look at that so you can close out personally, you can close out business professionally, and really come into this new year fresh. All right. So what do we have? Remember, the thing is with full moons, we are releasing, right? So let's release 2020 and roll into 2021. Let's see what this has to say for our business. All right. Let's go here. We've got a lot going on here. Oh, a lot. All right. So we've got Capricorn making the initial appearance. So that is the Devil reversed. And what I love about this is a total release. This is really throwing off those things that have been pushing you down. So I really want you to take a moment. Remember, I said the full moon's all about release. We've got the Devil here reversed. And I really want you to throw off those chains, right? What in your business feels like a complete and utter downer, right? I know this is part of the process that I go through anyway. So like I said, if you're going to look at the best year ever, you're going to go through this process. But right now it's coming up. What in your business is a complete and utter downer? What feels like, oh my God, it's the reason you don't want to get out of bed, right? It's the reason that stops you from getting out of bed in the morning where you're like, oh, crap, I have to do X, Y, Z. What is it? What is it? And I'm going to really propose, if there's more than one thing, and there could be more than one, write them all down. What makes you drag out of bed? Where do you not feel any joy? And I'm not talking about, oh, well, I hate doing X because it's annoying to me, but I like Y result it gets, right? Sometimes we have to do something that's a little painful to get to the result that we want, right? But I'm talking about something where it sucks to do it and you don't get any joy out of it at all, during or after. What is that thing? Right? Write that down. If you need to, I know some of you are watching live, right? But if you're watching the recording, you can pause the video and write it down. Write down those things. It's really important. And then look at them, right? Is this something that really has to be done in the first damn place? right? Is it something you can just forget and leave it behind in 2020? Or is this something that you can delegate? If you're not sure how to delegate, which I totally understand, it sometimes is very difficult to delegate things if you've been a solopreneur so long, or maybe you tried delegating and it hasn't gone really well in the past, right? You're like, oh, I had an assistant and it was a nightmare. I still did everything myself and then paid someone to do nothing, right? I've had that experience. I've had clients who've had that experience, right? So you want to bone up your skills, right? Get your skills together. Hey, Elizabeth. Oh, it's so good to see you. You need to get your skills up, right? To be the leader of people. Also get your skills up. Build that muscle of delegation, right? That can be so hard. So figure out what those things are, right? That are a drag, that keep you in bed, that make you want to pull out your hair. And, in my case, whatever hair I got left, right? That make you want to pull out your hair. And then let's make a plan to leave those things in 2020 or to delegate them to someone else. All right, that's the first thing that came up here. The next thing we've got is the star reversed, right? The star reversed. And I think that's really interesting in one regard because it's really making me think about sometimes we do things in community, and by community, I mean by committee, right? If you have a corporation, you have a board of directors, they will help you make decisions in the flow of the organization. Most of my clients don't have like a board of directors, or it's very few people. However, they still have committee. And committee could be other people in your life, other entrepreneurs, your mentor, your friends, your family. You need to be mindful. And this is what this, the star card is, right? It's Aquarius. You need to be mindful of who you're allowing on your committee. Are they really people who want to see you grow? Again, these are some things we get to leave behind in 2020. What my business bestie said this to me, and it was probably one of the best ways I've ever heard this phrased, is just because they can't be on your committee to go on the journey to steer your business and all these things doesn't mean they can't be on your welcome, your I almost said welcome wagon, on your celebration committee, right? Maybe they're just certain people in your life that can't be on the journey with you because they have no belief in what you're doing, or they think it can't be done, whether it's you or anybody else. They just don't have the vision. And God knows you were given the vision for your company. You were given the gift that you're going to share with the world. It wasn't necessarily given to someone else. So that just could be plain and simple why they don't get you. But it means they can't be on this committee that steers your company, right? You don't have to ditch them all together if you don't want to, but maybe you can just shove them over to the celebration committee. You can shove them over to the milestone committee, right? So you can celebrate the milestones as you hit them. Okay, whatever those milestones are going to be, you get to set them, right? So this is just another place. And you want to look, if you're like, oh, I'm unsure exactly what this means for me. You want to look in your natal chart. Look where Capricorn is. Look where Aquarius is. And we're going to get to a few others here in a minute. You want to look for these places on your natal chart and lean into those houses, right? And those planets that are in those houses. If you're like, Africa, I have no idea what you're talking about, just comment below and say True North Star. We're going to break that code for you so you understand all of it. Because what you were brought here to do, how you're going to do it, was all in the stars when you were born, right? And that is especially in your business. I only do astrology for businesses. So, and based on businesses that are started by individuals who have gifts. So that would be you. So let me know in the console, just put that in. Now we're going to keep going. We've got the 8 of Wands reversed. We have a lot of reversals. And I don't think that's a bad thing because there's a lot. What did I say? We're in the full moon. We're Mamba full moon, right? Full moon in Cancer. We're going to be getting rid of some things, right? We're going to be releasing them. Release. We're releasing things we don't want to be doing that are dragging us down and hampering our spirit. We're releasing people, maybe resorting them to other areas, right? So they're not helping us steer our company. And now we have the Eight of Swords, right? Which I always like to think of as the dumpster fire. You can kind of see it here, right? It's like the freaking dumpster fire, right? It's almost how we're putting things on ourselves. But with that reversal, right? As we're getting rid, yes, exactly, there's the shedding and purging as we move into 2021. That's beautifully said. That's what's happening here. Exactly what's happening here. So any other, like, you really need to investigate not just what's going on in your business, because I'm always that person that says you are your business. You've got to deal with yourself personally. You've got to see where you're imprisoning yourself, right? We all set up limiting beliefs for ourselves, right? If we want to do something, we might decide, oh, I can't do that because of XYZ, right? I had a friend in a very bad relationship and was positive. She was going to get out. I'm going to get out. Okay, that's great. But every time there was always, well, first I have to do this. First I have to settle these debts. Then I need to get a new car. And then I need to do this. And it was always these roadblocks, right? All these limitations on what had to happen prior to leaving. Look in your life and see where you put limitations on yourself, where you've decided you can't do something because of XYZ. Exactly. Where you're sabotaging yourself. Look for those places. That is your own dumpster fire. That is your own prison. And this is, you can use the energy of the season to release yourself, because I'm going to tell you a secret, because it comes up over and over and over again for my clients. So it's not really a secret per se, right? But it's something that's going to really support you as you build and scale your business. Your personal stuff shows up in your business. Those personal limitations you have, those personal ways you sabotage, they show up in your business magnified. So those fears, those things of, I don't know if I can do this. It's okay. We all have those little things in the back of our head, like, I don't know, and we push through them. It's when you don't push through them. It's when you shove them down. It's when you take on maybe what you were taught as a child, even if it was for you as a child, not for you as an adult, right? When you take all that on as truth and you don't work through those items, you are sabotaged. You are locked in your own prison, your own dumpster fire, right? This is your opportunity to use the energy of the Cancer full moon, of the mama energy, to help you release all of that stuff. I'm like, right now, I probably because of something where Elizabeth said shedding. I'm like, shedding the lining of your womb, right? It was there to support you at one point, there and to nurture creativity, etc. Birth out a, be the nesting ground for a baby, right? But now it's time to shed that thing, right? We can't hold on to it forever or we get sick. So if you think about these things as a way of you holding an illness, unwittingly, of course, and that illness then spreading, right? Because illness can spread throughout the body. That illness spreading through you and into your business. You can see why it is so important to release this. Okay? It's not providing the kind of creativity and the nesting the home anymore. It's time to let it go. All right, so I know it was a lot, guys. Full moon in Cancer is giving me a whirl here. All right, so let's move into a little bit more here. Let's start moving into, as we start sliding into the new moon in Capricorn, let's see what we've got. Capricorn already made an appearance, but we got another appearance. The Hanged Man. The Hanged Man. So as we're sliding in there, we've got the Hanged Man, which I always love for new perspective. And so as we're moving in, we're going to get that new perspective is coming. As we release things, it's almost think of yourself as a hot air balloon. As you release the things you don't need to do or don't want to do, right? Maybe we delegate them. As you release the people who aren't really guiding you on the tour, they're literally poking holes in your balloon, right? Well, as you release the personal baggage and push through your limiting beliefs and blocks that you can just shed off, right? We're rising and we gain an entirely new perspective. And as much as I like to think about Neptune, which is what what the Hanged Man is related to, as a deepening, it's also heightening. Because as you deepen things within you, the deeper you go within you, the higher you become, the higher your senses become, the more heightened they become, because you see things differently. You have a depth of knowledge, right? And at times we think of that as going deep, at other times we think of it as rising above. So we can see more things. We have a different vantage point. And that's what you're going to gain as you release these things with the energy of the Cancer full moon. You'll gain an entirely another vantage point. All right. So that is like a beautiful thing. Again, if you're not sure, how do I lean into that? Figure out where Neptune is on your natal chart. Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. I got to bring this in right now. As we move into January, like I said, January, new moon, Capricorn, we're releasing so much stuff right now. As we're moving into that new moon, we're going to have more structure, right? More structure to things. Even with Jupiter Saturn, right, that just happened, the conjunction in Aquarius, there's expansion and there's structure. It is a beautiful way to look at the integration of the feminine and the masculine. The feminine being expansion, the masculine being structure. They need each other to grow. And so as you're shedding all this off, there's this desire to fill the vacuum of what you shed off with something else, right? And instead of filling it back up with something else, allow yourself some structure so that you have growth. It's okay to have some empty cabinets in your home. It's okay to have empty wall space, so you wouldn't know that looking at my wall. Well, there's a little bit of empty space over there, right? It's okay to have some empty space that may fill up later. You're giving yourself room to grow. That came to me. I just need to get that out before we continue. All right, so we've got the Six of Wands and the King of Pentacles, both reversed. As we're wrapping this up, and by wrapping this up, I only got to stop. I got a little bit more to share with you. But as we're wrapping up this part of the reading, so as we're sliding into Capricorn, like I said, it's a new perspective. There's still some energy dynamics that you're going to be dealing with, right? There's still some ways where we've got to deal with okay. Some of you won't feel like being visible because it'll feel like there's too much going on. And so you're going to feel like what I always think of as Cancer the crab, right? Always kind of like, I'm out. Oh my God, it's too much. Let me just do this, right? Let me hide for a second, regain my strength and come back out. That's what I'm seeing here. And that's going to, kind of mess with your income a bit. So what I want to encourage you to do is to have a plan, right? Use that energy that's coming with Capricorn, the energy that's already here with Saturn, and go ahead and make a plan to stay visible. So if you're that person and you know it's coming, you know that it's already feeling a little bit overwhelming, right? Make that plan to remain visible, whatever that means for you. I don't know what everyone here is doing for visibility, but whatever that is for you, make sure that you stay visible. Okay. So that the money keeps flowing. I got a couple other cards that I want to pull here for you guys. And feel free, if you have questions, go ahead and put those in the comments. I'd love to have your business questions in here as we keep going. All right, here we go. All right, see, let's see what we've got here. We've got the water element sensing. Again, perfect for this time with our full moon in Cancer. You're going to feel exactly those things. That's why I said those things that keep you in bed in the morning, to release them or to delegate them. It is a feeling. All of this stuff, the people who aren't right to be on the path with you, on the journey with you, but are fine for celebration, it's a feeling. So stay in that feeling to figure out those things that keep you in the dumpster fire, right? Feel those things. Sense those things. Use your intuition and deal with them. And by the way, for those of you in numerology, that was card number 40. And this is card number 30. It's a sixth house of routine, right? Routine, and also the house of healing. So this is kind of a reminder to make it a routine. And I honestly think, like, the first thing I heard was, make it a routine to constantly look back at these things. You know, and for some of you, you need to do it about every 2 weeks, because you clear things a little bit at a time. Sometimes there's like this major clearing. You think, oh my God, I'm so glad that's ever. No, you've just maybe peeled back 1 or 2 layers at a time. Right? Now when, a couple weeks go by and you're like, wow, this is annoying the crap out of me too. You're peeling back another layer that you couldn't find till you got those other ones off. So make it a routine to go through these different areas, right? Things in your business, people that are on the journey with you, and things in your personal life. It is something you'll do over and over again. You're always peeling back layers of the onion. So make it a routine, not just something that happens just this time. This energy, this energy in the full moon in Cancer is going to help with that big purge. But you still need to do this on a consistent basis, where it's every 2 weeks, once a month, once a quarter, like whatever it is for you. I encourage you to do it more than once a quarter, though. Okay. All right. Let's see what else I have for you guys. Any other businessy things we need to know? What else have we got in here? Any other businessy things that we need? In our full moon in Cancer. Okay. Adjustments are required. Third quarter moon. Adjustments are required. And of course, what we've been talking about, when you're purging things, all of a sudden there's a vacuum. You're going to need to make the adjustments, which is why I said put in some structures for yourself. Definitely prosperity and abundance is coming in 2021. I am so excited about 2021. If you don't believe me, go back and watch my 2021 business energy video, the one for the year. Pick your deck. I always say pick your deck intuitively, but it almost doesn't matter which deck you pick. They are so amazing. And I'm so excited for 2021, but it does mean adjustments in your life. What got you here isn't going to get you to your final place. Got you here isn't going to get you to your final place. And if you want to be willing to be in prosperity and abundance and all the good things, right? It's not all happy, happy, joy, joy, but all the good things, right? That means you're going to have to make adjustments. That means you're going to be a little bit uncomfortable, right? Sometimes it can be difficult to be uncomfortable. But in the midst of that discomfort, right, just like an oyster produces a pearl in the midst of discomfort, you're going to produce a lot of pearls. All right, so just means a few adjustments are required. So we don't fill up the space that gets allotted. Right? We don't give in to the black hole vacuum in a way. And to jostle some other things around, give ourselves spaciousness so we can hear, so we can be creative. That's the big thing that's coming this year, is the force of creativity. That's what's bringing in all the abundance, all the prosperity. Yeah, discomfort comes clarity. All right, so let me go ahead and grab this last card. I want to leave you on, I don't know, kind of a, could be a happy, joy thing. Let's see what comes out. Just a card to carry you through, an oracle card. This is the Fairy Reflections, Sanctuary. I love that because I haven't even read the rest of it. The beautiful thing about the idea of sanctuary, like I said, we're dealing here with mom, right? Full moon in Cancer. And there's that sanctuary, that nurturing energy that is given when you go home, right? Within your heart, a space of regenerating sanctuary awaits. Within your heart, a space of regenerating sanctuary awaits. So during this full moon today, give yourself some time, give yourself the space to do some regenerating. Remember, the thing is, during this time period, remember I said before, there's going to be this tendency to hide and to be less visible, which will make your income do this, right? So knowing that this time has come, that you're seeking this sanctuary, make sure to have the things in place so you remain visible and you have that time to regenerate. You can have a yes and life. In fact, I really encourage you to go for that yes and life, because that yes and life and that energy will be made manifest also in your business. All right, my loves, I am so excited for what's coming for you in 2021. I hope that this full moon in Cancer business energy reading really blesses you. Let me know how you are feeling in the comments. And with that, I say peace, joy, love to you.